Hey guys, got a quick non-knife making related video for you. Just a quick little project I did a couple days ago. Nothing too fancy or exciting, but I figured I'd make a quick video about it. And it's real simple, real quick, and real cheap, which are three great things to have in a project. And what I ended up using was just one of these little composition notebooks. I picked one of these up at Walmart for less than $1. And every man's favorite tool, duct tape. And this is actually Gorilla Tape, made by the same company that makes Gorilla Glue. And I'm really impressed with their glue and their epoxies. I've used them in the past and never had any issues with them, so I decided to try their tape out. And so far I'm reasonably impressed with this as well. And it's a little bit more expensive than your average roll of duct tape. But as you can see, you get a pretty decent sized roll here, standard width, which I believe is 2 inches. And the extra cost I think is definitely worth it for the extra feature, which is a stronger tape in general, a much stronger adhesive. I believe it's also weatherproof to an extent, and just a lot more durable. You can hold a lot more per square inch with this, as is my understanding. And I've not tested it extensively yet, but all indications so far seem to imply that it's a great tape. And how I wanted to put these two together, I simply wanted to reinforce the cover on one of these. As I used to carry some notebooks around quite a lot in the past, just some little pocket-sized books of various brands, various types. And I think it's a great thing to have on you at all times, whether you need to write a list, a phone number, maybe a parts number, or something that you need to remember later. It's just really handy to have something that doesn't take up a lot of space or a lot of weight and carries easily in the pocket. One drawback, however, that I found on these little pocket notebooks, especially for me, with the type of work I've done in the past, whether I'm getting really dirty, really sweaty, maybe working in wet conditions. Seems like the notebooks eventually deteriorated. Perhaps the covers started tearing or falling off. Pages started falling out, and they just really didn't last as long as I would like them to. So I wanted to try something a little bit different this time, and I really like these particular notebooks for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, they're extremely cheap. I think I paid about 97 cents a piece for one of these. And I really like how they're bound, whereas a lot of notebooks might have a couple layers of folded sheets, maybe 5 or 6 stacks bound together. This is just a single folded stack of papers bound at the back. So it's also not relying on glue. You're not going to have pages falling out left and right when the spine gets damaged or works loose. And I'm thinking that this should probably last a little bit longer, a little bit better than your standard bound notebooks, which in my experience do tend to fall apart, especially if you start bending the spine or creasing it. That glue starts working loose and pages start falling out. One drawback to these, if you like tearing pages out or need to do that on a continual basis, I probably wouldn't recommend this one. The pages are not perforated, and if you start tearing sheets out, you're probably going to lose the side on the opposite end, since they are one piece of continuous paper that's just been folded over. I also like how the spine is rounded as opposed to square. I think that's a little bit more comfortable to carry. A little bit easier in the pocket and on the hand. So that's my recommendation for a notebook if you're going to go the cheap and efficient route, or economic. And I think it'll definitely get the job done. One thing I did want to do, however, was reinforce the covers. That tends to be the first point that starts wearing in a pocket, folding over, getting creased, and deteriorating. So in order to do that, I just picked up some Gorilla Tape. Any type of duct tape would be fine. Probably an even easier way to do this would to get some 6-inch wide gaffing tape or duct tape and just get it all done in one piece. Probably be a little bit easier, a little bit faster, but I didn't have any 6-inch wide tape, so I just used what I had. And I'll go ahead and show you the finished product. It actually looks pretty nice, almost like a leather or a vinyl bound notebook. So looks a little bit nicer than the one you paid $1 for. Adds a little bit of class in my opinion, which sometimes can be hard to do with duct tape. But now you got a really nice and durable cover, one that's easy to clean. You spill some water or some liquids on this, you can wipe it right off, no problem. Should last quite a bit longer, I'm thinking, than just a standard paper or cardboard or any type of fibrous material that's often used. So we're going to try this out, test it out for a while, see if it does hold up any better. But I'm really liking how it carries so far. I got a little bit of pocket lint sticking to the sides where some glue was exposed, as well as on the seams. That should kind of go away after a while as that glue wears off or fills up. So that's definitely not a big deal, but I've been carrying this around for about a day or so, sitting on it, pulling it out, using it, and it's still in pretty good condition. Time will tell if it holds up any better than my past notebooks, however. That being said, I think it does look pretty slick. It's kind of unique. You're not going to see a whole lot of these around unless you guys start making them. But what I did, I simply ran some horizontal strips from front to back. Just laid them right next to each other going down, trimmed them flush to the cover. And then I went ahead and took a piece, ran it vertically across the spine, just to beef that up a little bit more. Folded it over, tried to get it as even as I could and as square as I could, or parallel. And then I just ran a couple more pieces directly next to that, butting them up against each other, and trim them flush again. And I think it looks pretty slick. Not that it really needs to look that great. In my opinion, this is just another tool, another something to carry around, to get beat up and to use. So hopefully this will last. I'll probably give some updates if it doesn't, or maybe if it does. I'm going to start carrying this around with me in my back pocket. Carry it on my back left side, opposite my wallet. So I'll be sitting on it all day, or pulling it out, getting it dirty, seeing how it handles, and let you guys know. But it was real quick, real easy to do. Just took a few minutes, a couple dollars worth of materials, not even that, and some scissors. I did not fold it over the sides. That might be something you might be interested in doing, just to keep that glue unexposed, keep the lint off of it. But I really like how this is feeling, how it works, and how it looks. So we'll see how it holds up. Just wanted to share that quick video. Real quick and easy project I'm sure anyone can do with stuff they have on hand. And I definitely prefer these notebooks more than the spiral bound, especially if you're going to keep them in your pocket. The spiral wires tend to bend up, start catching on your pockets and everything else, and they're really not that comfortable as it is. So these are definitely comfortable. You almost forget it's in your pocket, but they're still very useful at the same time. So that's just a real quick project if anyone's interested. I'm going to go ahead and do another thing I don't normally do, which is a video request. If you guys have other projects, maybe things you've done with duct tape, little modifications or additions you've made, go ahead and maybe make a video, post it in response to this one. Definitely be curious to see what you guys have come up with. But I do know one thing, duct tape makes an excellent book cover, especially this Gorilla Tape. I would not plan on trying to remove it anytime soon. So that's the video. I'm going to try to work on some more knives real quick and then call it a night. But I thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great day.